Hi, good evening. So now we are going to be explain about the MongoDB training sessions. About trainer, I have 14 years of experience, both developer as well as corporate trainer. So I have handled technologies Java, Python, Angular, React, React.js, DevOps, MySQL, MongoDB, and cloud technologies. So in my career path, I have more than 750 audience. I trained for the technical exposure. I shared my knowledge regarding that, the technical programming languages, concepts, and some industry-based technologies. Okay, so that I trained both medical as well as technical students. So I have one more advantage is solve more lead code problems is a leading of the companies in software industries. They have the lot of problems based interview questions. Have solved lead code problems and published three international journal papers. So I have more clients in my career path. So few of client details only I shared here. The first one is a corporate trainer. Siemens Technology India is my audience. Okay, it's an employee from the corporate Siemens Technology. Then freelancer of Amazon, Cap Germany, and both are in from USA. Okay. The next freelancer is Jordan. Okay, Jordan country. So some US students. Okay. So then more Indian students and job seekers, employees and all. Okay, let's we move to that. So scope of the demo. So the major 4 points I'll mention, not only for this four, even though added more after this demo session, you'll be getting more. Okay, the first one is, so if you want to become a developer, that means Mongo developer, will be very useful for this. Then it's very supported with your career path. Then specifically, so MongoDB entire things we will learn. Then future point of view, our career growthing is supported for this technology. Then next one is a course outline. So we are discussing like this. First, introduction about our MongoDB. Okay, so what is the basic idea we will discuss and understanding the basic concepts. So before we want to move MongoDB, we want to compare with the existing database technologies, that means backends, SQL, MySQL, and NoSQL. Like is a just example. Then tools to approach. What are the tools we are going to be approached? What is a we want to fulfill the MongoDB concepts. Then overall working principle. Okay, so about the architecture, overview about the MongoDB. Then finally, crude operations. We are going to be done with the same session. Okay, then before MongoDB, please imagine before MongoDB, what is there? So everything is structured. So we are not able to handle huge number of data. Huge means bulk. Okay, it's not able to handle. So we need more commands. Okay, more structured data. If you are not able to handle the unstructured data, so this everything's we are going to be satisfied in our MongoDB. Okay, so before MongoDB we have SQL, MySQL, NoSQL. Okay, so in our MongoDB is achieved for unstructured as well as structured. Then so no need to boycott more commands. Okay, it's a programming point of view. We are going to be integrated by using of JSON. Okay, this is a basic idea about MongoDB. Now the difference between MongoDB and MySQL. Why we preferred MySQL? It's the most popular backend tool, MySQL. That's only we are just comparing. Okay, so rich data model, in our MongoDB is satisfied. Dynamic schema in MongoDB also satisfied. Typed data, both of them satisfied. And data locality, okay, in our DB satisfied. Field updates, easy for programmers, satisfied. Complex transaction in our MongoDB is not there. Why? Because it's not satisfied the complex transactions only. Because transaction is very simple. Okay, no need to complicate. Easy to communicate between the server to client. Okay, database server to our client. Then auditing and auto sharing. Everything is succeed in our MongoDB. This is a major plus point in the world compared with MongoDB and other technologies. Then next, so RDBMS. So all backend technologies they are following RDBMS. So what is it differ from the MongoDB? So we have called the our relational database management system. So everything is treated as a database. Here also the same. Our MongoDB also the same. Then there are tables. We called the group of tables. They are collected in our database. But here group of collections. So they are treated as a tables. Here we treated as a collections. They are treated as a rows. Here we treated as a documents. They are treated as a columns. Here treated as a fields. This is a major difference. Okay, so here no need to handle for the tables. The collection is enough. Rows is we call it documentations. So everything is a documented based database. Okay, so fields, documents having number of fields. Okay, so this is a MongoDB plus point. What is MongoDB and how it's work? So before we want to understand what is Mongo. DB means we know that database. What is Mongo? Is there any name? No. Okay, Mongo is a full form is here. Humongous. Humongous database. Okay, they are derived from this word Mongo. Okay, so humongous means it's a huge. Okay, huge, lot of, large, the meaning of large database we are going to be handled here. That's only they are mentioned. The name is MongoDB. Okay, is a supported for the object oriented, simple, dynamic, and scalable NoSQL database. No need to call for the SQL commands. Okay, simply we use for the some basic commands is enough that. Okay, so we can able to access the structured as well as unstructured data. Okay, so how to achieve? By using of JSON format to store the documents, and then we call the all documents by using of JSON. Okay, then we'll move to the MongoDB. Then some list of advantages. It is an expressive query language. Okay, then next one is a secondary indexes. Is a secondary indexes. We are going to be handle the index concepts. Then flexibility, easy to support either the horizontal as well as vertical implementation. Okay, then strong consistency in the sense here is a very supportive for the uh, security purpose, as well as they are going to be approaching for the our storing data and retrieving, okay, recover, okay, everything they are going to be uh, handled in the efficient manner. Then is a enterprise management and integration. So MongoDB is a major plus is no need to we can able to install the drives in different front end technologies. Like we want to interact with React, we want to interact with Angular or some other front end tech tools. Okay, so don't worry about it. Just JSON is an interactor. Okay, they are going to be approached for that from front end to back end, vice versa. Okay, this is an integration. So they are going to be adopt with the different technologies also, easy to adopt. Then global deployment. Global deployment in the sense if we have the MongoDB in our local system, okay, we want to integrate with the internet facilities, okay, they will be supported different environment like different operating system, for example, different operating system or different web servers, web engines, okay, and then different technologies in our MongoDB will be comfortable with the different environment. Next is scalability. Defaultly, we know that MongoDB is an our basically huge database. So scalability, we know that it's a supported. So a number of users they will be access the same time in the MongoDB database. It will be support storing huge number of data. It will be support. So that's only we called scalability is horizontally as well as vertically is achieved for the our MongoDB. What is the performance? Somebody is asking the question. Huge data they are going to be handled, but how can achieve the performance? It will take some time. So complete the process. They will be taking some time. Maybe some delay will be occur. So how can achieve? Is achieve? They have some special algorithms they are going to be follow, okay, based on the algorithm they are going to be perform the quick response with the client server communications in the MongoDB database server, okay. Then we'll move to the next one is when MongoDB should be used. So I have very few data, it will be support, yes, definitely support. I have huge data, it will be support, definitely support. So this is a major point. If we want to insert thousands of records, okay, thousands of records we want to insert in the same time, okay, so this is a support. MongoDB is a supporter. So if we have the one of the social media website, for example, we have one of the social media website like Facebook, Google Plus or some other, okay. So everybody is accessing the same web page, okay, because both are in the SP application, single page application, okay. Everybody accessing the data and they want to access the some crude operations. They are sharing their thoughts, okay, live chatting, everything is there, okay, the same time, okay. So is my point of view, without MongoDB, they can't able to handle this situation. Why? Because thousands of people they are accessing the same time in the same page with the same database. Okay. So MongoDB is providing the efficient manner, efficient communications, client server communications, database client server communications. Okay, why? Because it's not a schema based, it's not a schema based service. It's very much easier way of approach. They are going to be interact with the front end to our back end, okay. So easy to connect. Why is the first reason is there is no intermediator, we have only JSON. JSON is interactions between that MongoDB and some front end tool. This is a major plus point. Thousands of records in a same time. That means a single second, thousands of records they are going to be updating as well as they are going to be reading. Okay, MongoDB achieve for this huge of connections. They are giving the good performance. Then which to use to MongoDB queries. Okay, MongoDB queries. Suppose we want to CRUD operation. We want to do some CRUD operation, insert, delete, something. Okay, so who is handled in some other technologies like MySQL? In backend technology, MySQL they are using for the MySQL command prompt, right? Or some other some GUI tool. But MongoDB having one of the major tool is MongoDB Compass. Okay, MongoDB Compass. So this is a best way of approaching the GUI tool. They are easy to interact with the database to client. Okay, that means client is developer, like here developer. Okay, So interact with what is they are thinking. They are not, they want to update, they want to do some operations by using of this GI tool is better way of approach. This is another way. The next one is, where is MongoDB? Data stored in Windows. So we can able to use Linux, okay, and then Apple OS, okay, that means we call iOS, Mac OS, everything we can able to use in MongoDB. But so most of the users wanted in Windows side. So that's only I mentioned here. Okay. By default, MongoDB stored in the database, the directory is data/db. This is a basic. Once you are set up, your configuration is succeed in your Windows operating system, they will be automatically mentioned that default location is data/db. It's not only your basic drive, OS drive. You can able to specify some other drives or some external drives or some cloud, okay, as your wish. But Windows point of view, they will be stored in the this path. Okay, so then next one is we want to specify the different directory. Using that, we want to move to some other directory or some replications we want to do. So we can able to use double-db path. So they have a lot of options. They're going to be stored the locations of your transaction details. If here we are going to be running the Windows directory is basically C:/data/db. Is not a static. Okay, so we can able to move to somewhere locations. It's not a fixed, but defaultly data/db. So we want to move D drive, E drive, or some other drive. Okay, as our wish, as our storage capacity, we can able to move. Before we want to mention that, okay, this is a storage operations. Then why MongoDB is faster? So more people asking this question. Why MongoDB is faster? They have handling huge number of data, huge number of databases, huge number of connections, communications, transactions. But how it is possible? How it is becoming a very faster? The first one is, so is our MongoDB is on the web scale is a first reason. Then next one is there is no structure. Okay, and then it's not a robust resilience to crash the other outages. Okay, so it's not supported any proper, okay, like a DBMS is a traditional database system. So compare with traditional database, 100 times is a faster in our MongoDB. So that's only we are achieve the faster with compare with other technologies. Okay, so security is also good. Security is also very good, is a sacrifice to gain more speed with the security purpose, with the security concept. Okay, so another one supportivity is deep query ability. So we can able to in depth of concepts we can able to implement in our MongoDB. Okay, in depth of, okay, it's not only for basic operations, we can able to apply, we can able to implement in the in depth of the database concepts we are going to be approached in our MongoDB. Okay, then next, who use MongoDB? The first reason is, so our audience is there. Okay, few audience only is there means our technology is not much popular. Okay, so more people, more companies, more more different technologies they are going to be used. So our technology is more popular. Okay, so who use? More than 4,000 companies they are using MongoDB. This is the biggest achievement in MongoDB. Okay, at present it's not a future. Okay, at present, okay, so more than 4,000, not a people, please. More than 4,000 plus. That means we call it 4,000 more than 4,000 companies, they are going to be using MongoDB technologies. Okay, so they had some survey. There's some organizations. Shifter is a organization. They are going to be taking the survey about the MongoDB. Who all are using? We are list out. So kindly refer the websites. Okay, is a better way of your confirmation about the MongoDB. Okay, then. So now we are moving to the architecture about MongoDB. How MongoDB works? Architecture, overview, everything is we are discussing here only. The first one is in MongoDB, they are divided. The entire architecture is divided into two layers. One is application layer, another one is data layer. Okay, so front end, back end, like we called. Okay, so front end, back end is in the application layer only. In our MongoDB, also the front end, application layer field. Okay, so user interface. The first approach is user interface. It's a front end tool like React JS, Angular JS. Okay, some of the frameworks. Okay, or Python or some other. Okay, PHP, Python or something. Okay, they are approaching for the front end. Okay, either web based or mobile based. Flutter is there, one of the front end tool. Okay, and then Kotlin, they'll be supported in the front end tool. Mobile. Okay, often they are going to be approached database server. Okay, our server is MongoDB, is a backend. Okay, so they have drivers to support in the MongoDB server. Okay, so and then the MongoDB shell is they are going to be accessing for the query process. So what is the different queries here? Here is a system oriented queries we are going to be accessed. Here database oriented query we are going to be approached here via MongoDB shell. Okay, so if you want to do some CRUD operations by using of MongoDB shell, we can able to use. If you want to do for the some supportivity from front end to back end by using of drivers. Okay, so this is the best way of approach in the client server communications database and our front end side. The next one is MongoDB server. It's a data layer. Okay, MongoDB server, they have the lot of latest technology concepts. They have implemented, they are keeping their server only. Huge data handling, security purpose, handling n number of connections, everything they will be have. The next one is a one more layer is storage engine. Storage engine only providing for the request and response. Based on the request and response, the storage engine is they are going to be giving that our client side communications. Okay, client server communications. Okay, then so storage engine having the whether the file or memory, both of them they are going to be handled the same time as well as even though they want to do for the some memory like tables, here we called collections. Okay, here we are going to be handle the collections in the format of documents. We keep it in the file system. Okay, easy to access and they are going to be sharing that data. Okay, this is the architecture of MongoDB working principle. So better way of approach, we are going to be accessing the data from the MongoDB server. This is a flow of from the application layer, and then they have the two sub layers. One is a user interface, that means front end, another one is back end. Back end, from back end to up to the bottom of the our architecture, everything is our MongoDB concepts. Okay, so here drivers, JSON files we are kept in here only JSON. Okay, because they will be approaching for that our web as well as mobile. Okay, these are interactions, that means interface file JSON. Okay, so MongoDB shell after the requesting for that, for example, is a better way of we are going to be discussing about the architecture. So for example, our front end website is like train reservation. Okay, so many people they are going to be access, they are going to be booking for the train seats. Okay, so at the same time thousands of connections they are going to be request, they want to update the train database. Okay, our database we have kept in the file format in the MongoDB server is kept in file format. Okay, first the layer is they are going to be approached in the front end. This is a user point of view. User point of view, they are going to be interact with our database. Okay, so user interface is the first one. They are through website or mobile. Okay, as they are client convenient, they are going to be support. Okay, then server, they are going to be called the server. Okay, server, we make sure whether the person is right person. That means they have the security and the configuration is everything is done. They'll be providing for the details regarding that requested details only. Okay, so driver is connected with the MongoDB server where it is located. After then they are going to be accessing whether they want to display their client details. Okay, they will be getting from the our engine, storage engine file. Okay, and then MongoDB shell, they are going to be accessing the based on the command. They are going to be interact with them the our engine to web. Okay, so then MongoDB server is maintaining for the collision and some other interactions. Okay, they are having the uh, what we call, they are having the without delay. Okay, and then quick response, and then handling the parallel communications, everything is handled in our MongoDB server. Then we are moving to the storage engine, and they are going to be interact with the file. Okay, everything they are kept in file. They are based on the client request, they are getting from the file data. Okay, this is a example of our MongoDB architecture. How much MongoDB cost? Is a free of cost, is a very plus point. So huge data they are handling, but it's a free of cost. Okay, some company based. Okay, some for example, they want to develop their infrastructure, database handling infrastructure, they want to develop, they will be paid, they must be paid, but basic configuration options will be completely free, no cost. Okay, so no need to credit card record to access the MongoDB. Okay, so Atlas is one of the concepts here they're going to be applied. Okay, database as a service platform. Atlas is a database as a DAAS, we called DAAS. Okay, from the MongoDB. Then is MongoDB is a front end? So many people is asking like this question: is a front end? No, it's a tire. Okay, it's a tire. So front end is having the server. Okay, so front end server is Express.js is one of the example. Express.js is there. Okay, like Express.js, we have these so many JavaScript server is there. Okay, Express.js, they are going to be proceed for that storing the data directly by using of JSON, right? Then so this is a very interesting area. Difference between MySQL and MongoDB. Okay, it's a coding part, not much discussing about the theoretical part. Okay, it's a coding part. We know that basic SQL commands, MySQL, yes, MySQL commands are the same SQL commands, only slightly different. But it's a most popular language is MySQL. That's only I discuss compare with MongoDB. Okay, so I want to insert the some records here. We called the record or row. Okay, so insert into our table name. What is the fields we have mentioned? Then the value also we are going to be mentioned here. This is one of the technology. Okay, see the is in front end programming language is entirely different, and the back end command based programming language is entirely different. Entirely different in the sense the structure is different. Okay, but MongoDB, both of them same structure they are going to be follow. So no need to, don't worry about we want to switching from the MongoDB. Easy to learn, whether you have the basic knowledge about the SQL concepts, you have basic about the front end tool concepts, you can able to easy to learn MongoDB. The first one is DB account insert, account number same. So it's separately here just colon. Okay, so what is the value, and then here For example, Mark Jacobs is there. Okay, the first name and last name is a easy way to we are inserting the values. Okay, then next one is update. See, update account set contact number is there where account number is here. So I want to, so my account number is 1234 something. So I have this account, so I want to update my contact details. Okay, see the same, but they are using the same dollar set. That's all. Dollar is predefined one of the function here, so we are going to be approach here. Okay, so dollar set colon, so contact number. So who is having this account number, they will be changing for their phone number. Okay, the next one is delete from account. Account is our table name where email address, who is having this email address, they will be delete. Okay, see that. So here delete we call remove. That's all. So programming structure only we are going to be follow. The curly brace is there, here no curly braces. Okay, is a structure, is a like programming structure, not for the SQL structure. Okay, SQL structure is like we call the like this only. Okay, like this only, they will be combined, not for the full and full in programming, front end programming concept, they combined with the backend combinations also. Okay, this is a better way approach. We are going to be learn about the MongoDB. Our first process is CRUD application. So demonstration about CRUD. So simply I will make it as an simple, so insertion, deletion, updation and creation. Okay, so we are going to be approached for this. See that how to create a collection. There we called the table, but here we called the collection. Okay, in MongoDB we called collection. Okay, see, so this is a database. We have the database like DB. Okay, the database having the collection name is employee. Employee is a collection name. In the SQL we called the table name, but here collection name. Collection name dot insert. Okay, so we want to insert some data. Okay, so no need to create separate commands. Just you put a db dot collection name, it automatically created. Okay, no need to take more steps to create. Okay, here enough. Okay, that's only in the previous section we are not mentioned the create operation. Okay, only insertion, updation, deletion. Okay, so without creation how to insert, without creation how to update and delete. So in our they need some additional step creating, but MongoDB no need to additional step for creating the data, creating the database collections. Okay, it's a simple db.employee. Employee is a collection, is a creator. So we want to do some operation. What is the operation? Insert. Okay, so what is the insert here? The field name is here. Here field name is employee ID. Okay, employee ID. So employee ID is one, employee name is, okay, it's enough. Is a creating is enough. Okay, no need to bother about the creating the much coding, so much commands we want to import. We are going to be first we want to what we call in earlier time SQL. So we want to create the separate command, and the insertion is separate command. We want to create the database is separate command. Everything is separate, but here everything is merged. No need to create. Just you mention the collection name is enough. So the MongoDB server will be accept. Okay, so our DB we are make it as a in our developer is making for the employee is a collection. Okay, the mindset in our environment. Then inserting the data. I want to insert the data. Okay, see one and relevant respective fields we are going to be added the values is enough. No need to taking more. Okay, no need to declare the variable data type. Okay, no need to declare the variable in separately. Okay, no need to mention the name, that means their table name, but here collection name. Okay, everything is a merge. because life is too fast. Okay, so we want to integrate with all commands. The collection of commands we are producing here single command. Collection of SQL commands we are producing this single command is enough. Okay, so this is a better way approach. This is a insertion as well as create is a single command. Then so we want to update, we want to delete, do these operations like this manner. So the next one is a document based data model. Like we want to interact with the front end, okay, by using of JSON is a better approach. This is an interface. Okay, this is an example. Looks like JSON. Okay, is a JSON treated as a like this. Okay, this is an example. Okay, so it's a field is ID, title, content, commands. Okay, ID is like this. So our object ID is we are given that, and then title something MongoDB blog. Okay, then content some post, then commands. Okay, and then we want to commands given the commands name of the commander and email, then content, what is the rating. Okay, this is a document based data model. Okay, so we have front end, we have back end. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, is the earlier time like this only they are going to be interact with the some driver and some special driver, they are going to be call and installations. Something happened in the driver problem, but here driver is inbuilt, and one more thing is JSON only we can able to update. Okay, JSON is an interface. The interface is going to be interact with our front end. Okay, so is a major plus point in our MongoDB. Okay, so this is a way of approach we are going to be interact with the front end by using of JSON. What is the add-on topics like in our MongoDB sessions? What are the utilities? So many utilities are there in our MongoDB. Okay, so many utilities we are going to be added. So it's much better to handle the real-time situations. That means a real-time scenario. Then Atlas, Stitch, and Compass tool. These are the things we are going to be discussing. Okay, this is a better way approach. We can able to handle the different scenario, different environment, interactions with the front end and back end. Everything will be supported for like these topics. Okay, easy to approach. Then additional course resources. So MongoDB documentations, basic commands and operations, manuals. Our present version is 5.0.3. Okay, updated manuals and Realm and Atlas. So these documents we are putting for on the spot. Then is a projects. It's not only for two projects. We are going to be handled a number of projects on the spot. We are giving for the n number of project sessions. Real time approach. One of the client is having in the MongoDB backend and React is a front end. Okay, so this is a better approach in our first project, crude application. Okay, so crude application is fully satisfied for the front end needs. Okay, so front end need is a single page application, React SPA application. They are going to be interact with our backend MongoDB. Okay, so this is a demonstrations on the spot, configurations, setup, installations. Everything will be done in the first project. Even the second project, they will be added some additional. So if you want to integrate with the cloud in our MongoDB project, okay, so everything is a cloud based communication. Okay, by using of DevOps tools like testing oriented and continuous integration and continuous deployment, simulations based, and then Jira code testing, everything. Okay, everything we are pipeline creations we are discussing in the second project. Okay, that's why we call the simulations of the DevOps tools. Okay, so they calls to the MongoDB. So on the spot we are demonstrations. Okay, this is a second project. Then third project is we want to approach in the direct cloud like cloud technologies, Azure and GCP, and AWS. Not the limited cloud technologies. We can able to extending more. Okay, we can able to use more DevOps tools. Okay, so it's not possible to list out here because the slide is very small size. Okay, so we want to give more tool interactions with our MongoDB. This is a better approach we are going to be handle. So this is the best way of we are going to be become a developer. Okay, this is a second project. More project is there, so just I list out in two. Okay, is a sample projects. Okay, and then more advanced project is there, some IoT project is there. Okay, some cloud technology based project is there. Okay, we will demonstrate on the spot. Then what is a lab setup? So before we want to do some MongoDB activities, is a prerequisite is need. Okay, so laptop is must, mobile is not possible some cases. Okay, so during the interaction sessions we must be used for the laptop is the best way approach with the high speed internet connections. At least 8 Mbps is enough. Okay, next is a system requirement. Is a Windows operating system or Linux as your wish. Okay, you can able to connect with our team is better way approach. You are become a developer is most much supportivity. Okay, is a 500 GB hard disk is enough. Okay, and then memory is minimum 8 GB is a minimum requirement. Okay, so CPU is a 4 cores. Okay, so this is a basic lab setup. Okay, so we are updated the systems. Okay, so basic setups only I will be showing here. After this session, not only after this session, after this training session, day to day, okay, hour by hour, we are discussing the mock interview process parallelly. Finally, we have the mock interview sessions. On the spot, we are giving the more idea regarding that interview sessions. Okay, the first topic is, so we must be discuss all topics. Okay, so everything is real time scenario. As we mentioned the topics, we are added. We cover the mentioned as well as we added more advanced topics on the spot. Okay, and then we are discussing about the interview point of view. Then command practice idea, we have the configurations and the command based everything we are discussing as well as we are conducting the mock interviews. Then storage and security configuration discussions, how store the MongoDB, what is the procedure, what they are going to be handle the algorithms, everything we are discussing during the training session. After the mock interview sessions we are going to be asking that, and then we give the idea about the session. Suppose once if you are not able to recollect the training session details on the spot in the mock interview, so we will guide you. So this is way approach we are going to be handled. This is another approach. So you must be present in front of your panel member. This is a best way approach. So during this mock interview sessions we are discussing. So first of all, why we conduct the mock interview? We want to pre-set up for the handling the panel member. Without fear, without a technical knowledge, we cannot able uh, with fear, without a technical knowledge, we cannot able to handle the our panel member. Okay, without fear, we have strong knowledge with the practice. So this is achieved in our mock interview sessions. So integrate with the front end and DevOps tools. Okay, so nowadays they are asking one requirement in our company side. The requirement is not only Mongo, even though they able to handle the front end connection, they able to handle the DevOps tools, they will be recruited. Okay, during this training sessions, we can able to how to interact with the front end. Okay, how to approach DevOps tools, everything we are going to be trained during this session. Then discussions is not a mass interview. Okay, mass interview, job seeker. Okay, face to face, one to one communication. The mock interview is one to one communication. Okay, this is a one more plus. then implementation procedure, how to make the situation into implementation part. Everything we discussed during the training session, as well as we are conducting the interview in the mock interview sessions also. These are the things we are going to be discussing during the mock interviews. Okay, our course completion certification like this. You want to become a developer, you'll be getting this certificate, much useful for you. Okay, certificate of achievement. Thank you for attending to everyone. Okay, so contact us with mail as well as contact number. So we have more audience, we have more technical audience, we have. Please join with us. Is a better way of your career path moving towards your vertical point of view. Okay, thank you so much.